Hey there, Video JRPG here with a review for Infinite Undiscovery on the Xbox 360. So I'm going to start with story. In any review I do, I'm not going to go into story or setting in any real detail. I find a lot of reviews ruin a good 5 hours of story with doing this. I will say it is a very interesting story. The setting is great, the environment's atmosphere is great, especially this place. And if you figure out who the main character is before the official reveal, and full credit to you, because halfway through the game you get a major hint. The story is incredibly interesting, and we'll keep playing to find out what's actually going on. So it leaves you hanging on, hiding secrets and what's not, and delves into the character's emotions during the game much more than others, which I think is really cool. The characters, these are a couple of characters I have here, there's a couple over there. You can split your team into two in these games sometimes. See, if I go to run up here, they'll go where they're supposed to go, so I'm supposed to go up there. I'm going to go back down here and do some battling actually. But here's some of the characters I have on my team. Edward's there in the blue, Eugene behind him is the healer, and Balvagani is just big tough man sort of thing. For the time it came out, the characters looked eerily real in the face. You can't really see from there, but during the FMVs and the sequences and stuff, the characters for the most part are good. The story seems to focus on a small group of 4 or 5 characters, won't mention who they are, and a lot of either characters that join too late in the game or kind of disinteresting. The one thing I hate, they're not around right now, but the one thing I hated about this is the characters cliched mage twins that they had, like the ones from Final Fantasy IV, Param, I can't remember their names, but there's these identical twins in it of opposite gender, dressed in the same colour, dressed in different colours but the same kind of clothes, and they're just really annoying the way they go on and stuff. So the characters for the most part are cool, and you let out your favourites quite early in the game. The other thing that's cool is the main heroine is not a healer. She's over there, she uses a bow and arrow and stuff. She's not a healer, she's not that lovely type of bubbly character, she's harsh and rough edges, and the main character is not a super confident hard ass type guy with distant emotions. He's however bogged down by this scared non-fighter complex, I call it, who picks up a sword after never battling before and is instantly brilliant by it, and is roped into a battle he never really wants to be part of, but it all comes together in the end and it's a great story really. So the character design reminds you of Valkyrie Profile really. I know it's from the same creators, Tri-S, but you know, the Capella I think looks a bit like Lucy, and Eugene behind him looks kind of like Lizard, and Edward there with these big great swords like Arngrim. And there's a character you get later, is Kyria, and dressed completely like Freya, same hair, same clothes, but he's a man, so that's kind of interesting. So I'll go down and do some battle. I'll describe this gameplay as an open world MMO style Star Ocean is what I call it. I'm going to get belted by rocks now coming down here, because that's what happens some parts. You know, I don't think there's any way of avoiding that unless you're really skilled. Just do some battling here. Oh, my sword. Battles there you can see are seamless, they're played on the map. You can perform battle skills with A and B that you preset before it. I'll use one here if I can get it to work in. You preset them to A and B, and they're kind of strong and major, kind of like it was in Star Ocean. The great thing with this game is I'll connect with Edward here. Now Edward has become my X and Y, so I can control him with X and Y and attack enemies with him. So he's got to attack there, and I can jump in and attack too and form a combo. Now that bar at the right is the ability meter. Now if I kill enemies, I'll gain AP, and I can juggle enemies around and knock them down and stuff. And if an enemy surprises you, he'll gain the upper advantage, and everything he does to you is critical. And you the same. If you can sneak up and surprise an enemy, then you have the advantage, and you can do super attacks and stuff. I'll just unconnect with that character. When you're unconnected, pressing Y is a healing request, so Eugene's after healing me there, as you can see, that he's helped himself. Pressing X is the flute. You get flute songs during the game, and you can flip through them with the D-pad down to the bottom, and they all do different things. Some of them make hidden enemies visible, some other ones make chests available that are normally hidden, so other ones block magic, so lots of different things. You can write new songs with item creation. There's different characters that do different things in the item creation and stuff. The game is actually quite hard. Yeah, you find yourself grinding out some levels. This is my grinding spot. I kept a save for the review, so I could do some battling and stuff. Um, it's quite hard. There's some of the later modes. You play hard mode to unlock infinity mode, and that's like a super hard mode. So it is actually quite difficult. You'll find yourself grinding quite a lot, but luckily there is an auto leveling trick later on in the game where you can stick on a rubber band and leave it for a few hours and grind out some levels and get some money. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Um, I'm just going to run back up the hill because I want to be out of the way to do some item creation, maybe try some of that. But the item creation is again from Tri-Ace and it's brilliant, but it can be quite tedious because a lot of the time you have to connect with your characters to do it, except when you're out in the battlefield. And when you connect with your characters, you have to go around the town and find them before you can do item creation with them. So you have to see each one. Some of the towns are huge and windy and annoying and stuff. So it can be really, really annoying. So you can go in here into creation with the catch up. I'll have to put away my sword first. Go into items. You can make a cork bow there with Eugene. So Eugene sits in front of me and I'm creating something there. And it's done. And then I have a cork bow. You can flip between the characters, but only the characters that you have with you. When you're in a town, you have to go around, connect with each one individually, and make stuff. And each one is proficient in a different thing. Like one is the writing person, the other one's the blacksmith, the other one's the crafting person. So it's interestingly done, but can be annoying and tedious. I much preferred if they'd done it from just a menu with everyone available to item create with. Like there's another Tri-Ace games like Star Ocean 2 and stuff. I like that the best. The music, like all Tri-Ace games, is composed by Sakura, one of my favourite composers. It's composed in his unique style. You will know him, but it's him. But since the battles are seamless, the music is quite beautiful. But the battles being seamless, like you don't have really battle teams, but there is a main battle team, and it is pretty good, and you won't forget it. Coming to the end now of the review, so it's time for the good, the bad, and the verdict. The idea of the game is brilliant. I like the titles of the game. The discovery is huge. There's all sorts of secret treasures and tons of side quests, and there's hours and hours of gameplay here. Even every item, getting every item, playing every mode. Completing hard mode unlocks infinity mode, a serious ultra hard mode in which the bonus dungeon is completely hell with, especially with fan favourite Tri-Ace super bosses, which I won't mention, but if you're used to Star Ocean, Valkyrie Profile, things like that, you'll recognise the bosses that are going to pop up. Connecting with characters in towns and talking to other characters unlocks all sorts of scenes and dialogue, so the game is a hidden gem and I totally recommend it. So the bad, one word about the bad stuff, and that's slow down. During battles with even a few enemies, the game frame rate slows down and it's hard to see what's going on. It's not a huge problem, but it's just enough to be noticeable, really. Another small thing that no other reviewer actually ever mentions is if you're playing on an old television set like I am, because of this Xbox 60Hz kind of HD thing that they do, they're all the focus of it can be all blurry and stuff. And when a game is designed in addition to this with like small writing and numbers, it can be nearly impossible to see. So like obviously the camera is bad here and you won't be able to see, but if I go into item creation, the ones that are blacked out that I don't know how to make yet, I know that I need a cork bow to make that and some sort of wood. I think it's Luen wood or something, but you know I have to go right up to the telly to see that really, because it's just blacked out. And with the bad, if you don't have a HD TV, you're going to be really hard to see and stuff. The last thing I hated, although it gave a better feel of reality and lended some extra challenge to the game, is that if you open your menu and look at your map or anything, while in the middle of a battle, the enemies are still attacking you. And so you're trying to look at your map, you're telling them where you're going, and everyone's being killed on you. And if you want to use an item, like if you're nearly dead and you want to use a miraculous medicine to stop yourself being killed, or revive one of your other party members, you'll be getting killed while you're doing it. A lot of times I had one character left, just Capel, and I was trying to get someone back, get my healer back so he could heal me and heal the rest maybe. I was just killed while doing it, so that's a major turn off of the game. So like, I go on to the verdict now. I give this game 8 out of 10. I rate it extremely highly. It's not one that should be missed by any JRPG fan. It's a gem of the last generation, especially if you enjoyed Final Fantasy 12 or Xenoblade Chronicles. It's not as expansive, but still feels like it has a great open worldy feel to it. The game loses a few points for the slowdown that you get sometimes, and the way you can't use the menu without being killed, which can be really annoying. I'll just show you one of the other environments really quickly. It's kind of a desert area. The game, yeah, maybe it was to do with the code of the Xbox itself. I don't know, but perhaps if it was ported to the PS3, the slowdown could have been dealt with. But it seems to be the biggest barrier for people trying the game. But don't let it put you off. I definitely try this game. The slowdown isn't too bad. It's not that noticeable. If I made this game, I would have added a compass to know where you're going, because they never tell you where you're supposed to go or in what direction. They might say south, so do them in south of the particular town you're at, or south on the map, or with no compass to show you north or south. You'll be find yourself going on the internet a lot to find which direction you're supposed to go. Funny enough, if you type in Infinite Undiscovery to Google, you will see people saying, like, you just have to put in Infinite Undiscovery and where is, and it will fill out all of it for you. Where is this? Where is Burgos? Where is this? Where is that? It always tells you, like, oh, it's south from here, but is it south in the town, south in the direction you're facing, south on the map? So I don't know. Maybe it's called Infinite Undiscovery because you can spend an infinite amount of time not discovering where you're supposed to go. But maybe it's intentional to encourage exploration. But because this game is challenging, it doesn't hold your hand. It's a brilliant JRPG, so I'd give it a go. So thanks for watching, and as always, keep playing.